The river is rising. There are moments in your life when things feel like they are not moving at the pace that they should move. Then there are moments when God begins to stir a river that will begin to rise and cause things to begin to move in your favor. I have one word for you today. The river of favor is rising in your life. Just type the word rise in the comments if you're ready to receive this word. In the Bible, in the book of Ezekiel 47, Ezekiel tells a vision of the Lord that I want to share with you, a prophetic vision that I believe is connected to your experience right now. Ezekiel was in the temple, and as he was in the temple, there was a trickle or a very small stream of water that began to show up. And as the river was stirred and began to rise, first of all, it was ankle size, ankle height. He could get in there, but just to the ankles. Then the next time he went into that water, as the water was rising, he could get to, the water was getting to his knees, knee height. The river was rising. I just want you to watch something. Many times God doesn't do everything all at once in your life, but it does things in increments, incremental blessings, incremental mercy, incremental favor. It begins to happen in your life. Just type the word increments. God will do some things in increments. In the vision of Ezekiel, the water began to rise to his waist. Imagine this, the water that started as a little trickle. Now it's getting to his waist. And he checked the water again. The water was a mighty big river, and he could not even go or cross that river because of how deep that river had become. The blessing that God is about to release in your life is going to be so deep, so big, so huge. It's going to be difficult for you to swim through it unless God gives you help. And watch this. As the vision progresses, the water has now got to a place where he can't swim in that water. It's so deep anymore. And it began to flow out of the temple into the different places. What he realizes in the vision is that almost immediately there was a lot of plants and greenery that began to grow around where the river was. The trees that were around the river started to produce fruit, and that river began to flow into the Dead Sea. And as it got into the Dead Sea, guess what happened? You know, in the Dead Sea, there's no living organism in the Dead Sea because of how acidic the sea is. But when the river began to flow into the Dead Sea, fish began to appear. Life began to appear in the Dead Sea. And I believe that this is a prophetic picture of your life right now. It's a resurrection story. The Dead Sea coming to life again, even in this season of your life. And watch this. All of this started from the house of the Lord. It started from the temple, which represents the presence of the Lord. Here is your prophetic instruction. Stay in the presence of the Lord. When your back is against the wall, things are so difficult in your life and you don't know what to do. You don't know where to turn. You don't know how to handle the issues that are in front of you. Stay in the presence of God. because it is in the presence of God that rivers begin to rise. It's in the presence of God that rivers begin to grow and begin to bring life again to dead situations. I prophesy a resurrection miracle. Type that in the comments. A resurrection miracle is a miracle when God brings back to life something that was already considered dead. A resurrection miracle is when God decides to cause his river to rise in your life and brings life to you again, joy to you again, peace to you again. This is the season where the river is rising. The river is rising, and it's happening in stages. You begin to see signs of that river rising. Do not worry or be afraid, because the Lord is with you. Even as the river begins to rise, the Lord says this river is a river of blessing. It's a river of favor that is coming into your life. What I want you to notice is that the river did not start as a flood. And this is where many people get it wrong. They're expecting a flood. Open the floodgates. Yes, the floodgates will open, but many times, sometimes, God will cause it to start as a little trickle. And God is saying, it doesn't matter how small the trickle is, thank me for it. It doesn't matter how small your blessing is, begin to say, Lord, I thank you for what it is that you're doing in my life. The Lord is inviting you to get deeper in that river. This is not the time to stay on the edges and on the surface. He wants you to go deeper in his love. And what's going to happen now is that as the river begins to rise in your life, God is going to cause your hands will have the ability to bring things back to life again. You will lay hands and things will recover. You will touch things. Rather than breaking things, things will get better in your life. I'm speaking to your work. I'm speaking to your life. I'm speaking to your ministry. I'm speaking to your assignment. As you begin to allow the river of God to rise, and that river rose not because Ezekiel did anything. The river rose because God was rising that river. I see God rising the river in your life. God is rising you even in this season, and your rise will be rapid. Type rapid rise in the comments, because it's going to be a God thing that God is doing this. God is the source of this river even in this moment. Here's what I want you to take away from this word. The Lord is saying that which seemed slow is going to gain momentum again. Oh, glory be to God. It may have been very slow for you, sluggish, not moving. It's boring. It's monotonous. It's every day. The Lord says, I am bringing momentum from this place onwards. Whenever you begin to see signs of life in the place that you are, know that the river has started to rise. And I believe that God has sent me as a messenger into your life right now to make this announcement that the river has started to rise in your life even right now. The same God who caused this river to rise in the vision of Ezekiel is causing the river of glory to rise in your life as well. So expect this fresh strength, fresh opportunities, fresh growth, fresh fruit, fresh fruit. Type fresh fruit in the comments. Fresh fruit. If you have not been producing much fruit, this is the moment that fruit begins to grow in your life. And if you are still at a level or a place where your river is still ankle deep, knee deep, it's not yet deep enough, don't give up waiting on God, because you won't remain at ankle level. Your river is not going to remain where it is. Declare in the comments, I won't stay here. You won't stay at the place that you are, because God is moving you up even in this moment. And as the river begins to rise, the river of God is going to carry you into His presence and carry you into everything that God has for you even in this moment. Happy grand rising. God will cause your rise to be seen by all. Your rise will be a blessing to many as you rise with the river of God. Congratulations, your river is rising. I pray that this word blesses you. If so, hit the like button, share this with a friend, and I'll see you in the next message. Your light has come.